Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. The Solana chart has obviously retraced, dipped into the target area that I mentioned and is already on its way up. We're going to take a look at the different options in this video, but the support area that I defined certainly was reached and created already a first response. That's ultimately what we can do in this analysis to highlight the relevant levels where the price should ideally react, and we did that here as well. And the $79.30 level was the first reaction point in this pullback in a wave 4, and also here we had a substantial reaction. I understand that here, that was on the 23rd of January, most people probably will not have entered a position because it happened very quickly, yeah. But it was still, I think, a few hours that the price resided there in this region down there. That's why I specifically yesterday pointed out also on Twitter where the price is expected to show a reaction. So I'll show you that in a minute. But first, let's take a look here at the, I should say the X network anyway. Let's take a look at the bigger picture. Here, this is still unchanged. It's been unchanged for months. The idea is that off the June low, we had a wave 1, we had a wave 2, we had a wave 3, 4, could be in, and now wave 5 is unfolding to $190 plus. And then we should see a larger top, at least the risk is there, right? This could be a larger B wave top, and we could then break down. That doesn't mean we go to new bear market lows. It could mean that a larger ABC structure is unfolding. It could even mean that my interpretation is wrong, and that indeed there might be another 4-5 pattern. And however, it would still mean that there is a substantial top in place, because also that dip, even if it's another 4-5, should take us down quite a bit. But yeah, that's the bigger picture. So we cannot answer the question yet, what exactly is going to happen after that next high. But first of all, let's get to 190 first. That will take a little while, and then we can look at the next scenarios, right? Already when we approach that target, we can look at the next scenarios. But with altcoins, I feel we always have to take it level by level. You know, let's dive into the micro price action now. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Obviously, what are the two scenarios here? When we zoom out a little bit, we can see two possibilities. I mean, there are infinite possibilities, countless possibilities, but I always try to boil it down to 2, maximum 3 probable options. Yeah, trying to narrow it down as much as possible. That typically gives us really good levels to use and to act on, because if there are too many possibilities, you can't really do anything. But the idea is that as long as we're holding above support, we are watching for higher prices, but it's important to know the points of failure. So in the in one scenario, yeah, the wave 4 could already have bottomed. I mean, I assume that now tentatively, but obviously need to see further evidence to fully confirm it. By the way, someone asked me, there's always something like educational moments I try to bring in regularly. Sometimes I get the questions, okay, when is it clear that the wave 4 is over here? And so that we have a good entry point. Now, I have to tell you, and maybe that's a misunderstanding, or you just need to understand, you know, how the analysis, obviously analysis is different from trading, right? So don't mix this up. I help you understand the levels, I help you understand the trend, help you understand where the wave count is and the relevant pivot points and the possible reversal areas. Now, the orange box was a reversal area, the yellow one as well. The point is, I think, from a trading point of view, if you want to wait for confirmation to make an entry, that's up to you. A lot of traders don't wait for confirmation. They would use those relevant Fibonacci levels to enter a position without knowing if the price reverses, but with potentially a tight stop loss. There are different strategies, okay? There are hundreds of ways how you can trade this, but you need to work out which way works for you. I can share some of my strategies and everything, and I do that regularly. However, I personally, for example, would not wait for confirmation, right? A confirmation that the wave 4 is bottomed is typically the break above the wave 5 high, or at least a 1-2 setup, and then the break above this high, that would be at $106. Now, that would be great for breakout traders. Now, I don't like breakout trading in crypto, especially not, because it is so volatile and it often breaks down again. Pullback trading, however, is what I prefer to use, because as a pullback trader, you can move up your stop loss very quickly, even if it fails eventually. And I would usually use these support areas. That's why they're on the chart. That's why they are so nice and colorful. So they are the areas that the price ideally reacts to and generates a reversal. And even if it's not a sustained reversal and breaks down eventually, typically you get a response from these areas. So there is that disconnect between trading and analysis that I think is very difficult. It might be difficult to understand in the beginning, but they are two different disciplines. Okay, so from an analysis point of view, I cannot confirm a move until I see the structure. Whereas from a trading point of view, we constantly make assumptions of, okay, what could happen next? Where should we see a reaction? Where is reward and risk in a favorable position? And that's exactly what these boxes are for, because essentially these pullback areas show zones where reward and risk is normally in a good ratio, in a decent ratio. So yeah, where you enter is obviously up to you, but I would not necessarily wait for confirmation of a move to make an entry, because that's often too late. If you wait for confirmation that a third wave is running, oh dear. I mean, the third wave in crypto is often over before you can make the move. Okay, so that's the thing. That's why pullback trading, especially entering in a wave 2, can be so useful. But essentially that depends on your personal strategy and risk profile and cash flow and portfolio. So it's personal, It's always personal. There is no right or wrong way of trading this. It's just what works for you. Which might be difficult to understand in the beginning. But yeah, I mean, the wave 4 could be over, right? We have 5 waves up. We have 3 waves down. Inverse head and shoulders visible on the chart. Takes a break, above $107, sort of this range here. These previous swing highs to confirm that this wave 3 or C is in the making. We have 5 waves up, so I'm watching for a corrective pullback. This is the main support area between 94.88 and 84.01. Then I specified even a narrower target area based on the A-B pattern, and the price already reacted to it. It's not enough to suggest the low is in. Minimally, I'd like to see a break above the B wave high at $102.70. Yesterday, I posted here on Twitter, X Network, the price is following the microstructure nicely. That's been, I don't know, when was that? Late, before midnight. The C wave is likely unfolding. So I posted that so that it was crystal clear what the relevant levels are. The ideal support area is defined between 94.88 and 84.01, whereas we can narrow it down to an ideal target area between 93.89 and 88.87, and see we were here and the price reacted to that area. And now that's what I mean. If the price now still breaks down again, I mean, we've already had a first response. I mean, that response we've had, it's like, 3.5%. It's not massive, but it's still a decent response. At the moment, I don't have enough price action to suggest the low is in or not, but this is the area where I'm watching for a low. And yeah, only below 84.01, I have to assume that we're breaking down directly, which is not what I'm primarily watching for at the moment, because we have 5 waves up. It's only a diagonal. Again, we cannot trust it as a diagonal. Could also be a WXY pattern, which is difficult to recognize. So therefore, we're tracking support. The support levels are always, if they break, we know we are in a more bearish scenario. But in the other scenario, so either wave 4 is in the other scenario, wave 4 is not in and will likely be reset a little lower, but we could still see the development of a larger 3-wave move before breaking down. So first point of failure is the $84 level. Second point of failure will be if we rally in 3 waves to break down then. So that means at the moment, all we need to watch for is really, can it hold the 84.01 level, avoid a sustained break below $84. And if yes, then we have to watch after the C wave to the upside is complete, or third wave. Let's first see if the support level holds and if we can break out above this inverse head and shoulders neckline. That's my update about Solana. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.